Not many will understand the relative complex uncertainties involved with building something of great value from nothing. Now, just imagine a bag making industry with incredible output that can match its counterparts from any part of the world. However, surprisingly, it is happening in the quiet and serene city of Enugu. Well, quit wondering how possible this could be, cause it's happening already. Ubok Ameh is making that possibility come into fruition.
Hi, my name is Ubok Ameh and I'm the founder of Uban. Here at Uban, we produce bags, so laptop bags, school bags, backpacks, handbags, so conference bags, so basically every kind of bag for now. Yeah.
This is the renaissance story of Ubok Ameh, a young lawyer and CEO of Uban Leathers who is bringing international standard of bag making to the doorsteps of Enugu residents with her craft. Having practiced law for many years, the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic discovered something in this young lawyer. Having just moved to the city of Enugu with her spouse, the very challenges that the first sit-at-home COVID came with helped Ubok Ameh discover what was not only a talent, but a craft that will grow into something she most probably never envisioned blossoming as it is.
So officially, we were incorporated with CSC on the 22nd of June 2021. However, prior to that time, I had been making a few bags in small pieces. I came into Enugu on the 20th of March 2022, and then a few days after, there was this national lockdown. And for a few people that know, I had been practicing law for well over 8 years. And so marriage brought me to Enugu, and in that period of the lockdown, I was frustrated and lonely and depressed. My husband is an essential service provider, so I was mostly at home. And in that period of trying to understand myself, what's going on, I noticed that I was just drawn to bags. I was literally ripping apart bags and trying to understand how these bags come to reality or existence. And I said, these things can be done now. I can handle it. It's not just to sew and everything. And so during that period, I was coupling a few bags together and then sewing and then doing things together. And at that time, I had one manual machine and one electric tabletop. And so during that lockdown, I started doing 1 or 2 bags. By the time the lockdown was over, I took my bags out and people asked, oh, where did you buy your bag from? I like it. I made it. So, oh, make for me. So make for me, make for me, make for me, and that's how the business started growing. And I thought it wise to register, and that's how I registered in 2021. So all of this production had been from my home. And then as production continued, started growing bit by bit, and then last year we secured this place, and then we started training people on how to make bags, and that's the story.
Of course, her bags are of international standard, with its clean finishing, sleekness and finesse. She has become a master in her right. The journey has never been a rosy one for Mrs. Ubok. She had her own share of the challenges that are the very characteristics of entrepreneurship.
A lot. So the first one is usually finances. So like I mentioned, I had relocated from Lagos to Enugu to start a family, and I came with practically almost nothing. I just had one manual machine that I was practicing with. So what I did was, because bags are not services, like the production of bags is a tangible product. So when somebody asked me to make a bag for them, they were mostly handmade bags as a then. So when you give me the money, so that was how I got the materials. And so it was just a gradual step. So they were, initially we started as handmade bags. And so finances was my major challenge, because my finished work then compared to now, they're totally different. So it was just that process. I started trying to save, and then I got my first industrial machine, save. So finances was my first major problem. Another challenge I had is power. Even that I'm still working around it. So you know the way NEPA is now. Then we have to leverage gen, and unfortunately the cost of fuel had also skyrocketed. So that's my two major challenge. Yes, another challenge I have, that's what we're currently working on, and that's why we started the academy, is manpower. So sometimes we try to employ people and practically they have no idea of bag making. And even if they had an idea of bag making, what they had learned, wherever they learned it from, is nothing compared to what we do, because what we are trying to churn out is a bag that has this international standard or looks foreign. So we will have to train them from the scratch. So getting already finished, like people who fully understand this craft, it's difficult to find. And so I have to train them from the scratch, and that's how we started the Bag Making Academy.
From meeting the needs of many and relishing on the satisfaction her craft exudes, Ubok can only be thankful, hopeful, and as well work for a more broadened horizon.
Okay, so one major success story I would say I have is the funding aspect. So like I mentioned, when I started, we did not have that big brother to finance or put us through financially. So I applied for grants from some organizations. One was Flourish Africa, another is MTN. Yes, so MTN Nigeria gave me funds to grow the business, more like a loan, partially a grant. I also got funding from Creative Business Corp. I got also a few trainings from Access Bank. So those are the few of the success. And then yes, from Nairametrics, that was late last year. So these are a few success stories, and I think that Enugu opened up itself to me positively. So yes, and I also got a few supports from Enugu SME Center, thanks to Peter Mba. So I got a few supports from all of these organizations. And then another beautiful thing is that consistency helped me grow. I won't ignore the fact that God has been my backbone, but I got patronages from people. Some people will just reach out to me or call me out of the blues. Oh, I see you make bags, or I need this couple of bags, or we're organizing a conference and we want to produce, we can't go to Aba. So rather than go all the way to Aba, because you have this factory here, why go to Aba? People just reach out to us. And the beautiful thing is that when you Google us, bag makers in Nigeria or bag makers in Enugu, Google just graciously suggests us as number one. Yeah, so these are some of the few, what I call it, privileges or graces that I've enjoyed in the bag making industry.
Just like Ubok, you don't need to figure it all out in making the difference. You should just begin and just keep working at it.
There is no rush. You have a very long way to go, so there is no rush. One step at a time. So for me, bag making is something I never imagined I would find myself in. Like I mentioned, I've been practicing law for well over 8 years. And so when I stumbled into bag making, I realized that this is something a journey that I want to take in fully. So I did a lot of research, I attended a lot of training. So like I'd never been to a structured business school to learn how business work. So I had to attend a lot of online trainings in partnership with MasterCard, Access Bank, Mini MBA, a couple of them. And so I just understood that there is no rush to these things. So learn the process. It's a journey. Just learn the process. Then I also tried to interact with other bag makers across the world. So I've reached out to several bag makers, not just in Enugu. I haven't, yes, a few of them in Enugu, across Nigeria and across the world. I chatted them up. Oh, how do you go about this? What's your process like? How do you run a business and all of that? So I made sure that I asked this kind of questions, and shortcuts don't help at the end of the day. Shortcuts don't help. We're going to be a big factory. We want to disrupt bag making economy in Nigeria. So, usually when people hear bags, the first thing that comes to mind, oh, they have to import. This is what we want to do. We want to disrupt the bag making process here in Nigeria. So when you think of a bag, just think of Uban leathered school bags. Like I know that this is, in fact, I don't know if you know that. In fact, for me, bag is like the new oil. So there's this back to school period. Think about it, the number of people resuming school, and then imagine us producing probably just 10,000 or 50,000 or even 1 million. How many students are in school? Imagine us handling this. So we want to be like the go-to bag producers in Nigeria. We produce all your factory-made bags, and we'll be smiling to the bank. Hello, my name is Ubok Ameh, and I'm the founder and creative director of Uban Leathered, and this is my Renaissance story.
This is Renaissance. Nothing is impossible.